This podcast may contain spoilers from whatever TV show or movie is mentioned. Please listen at your own discretion. Welcome to Viewers Anonymous.
What's going on? I am Scoots Bronson.
And I am S. Foster.
And this is the Viewers Anonymous podcast. What's going on with you, brother?
Oh, man. I can't call it, man. Just out here, watching content, putting out content. You know how I do. How you feeling, though?
Man, I'm feeling a little sore. You know what I'm saying? I think I pulled a muscle somewhere around my lower abdomen, or maybe my hip, or somewhere around there. I don't know exactly what muscles is in that area. But outside of that, man, I'm feeling good, man. My son's birthday is my son's birthday next week. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So you know what I'm saying? I can't wait for that, man. I bought him a wrestling belt and some luchador masks. So you know what I'm saying? He's gonna be super excited about that. He got this big asphyxiation with wrestling right now. So I can't wait for him to open him up, boy. He's gonna be going crazy.
Don't start, man. My youngest, man, they got him too, man. He got a belt in there. He got the little ring joint. And he got about 20 wrestlers, man. Like he be on this shit too.
My wife bought him some wrestling figures and shit, so he ready to go, man. I don't know if he's seen them yet, because I think she let him open one of his gifts early, and she got him some Batman socks with the cape on it, because he been crying about getting some Batman socks with a cape on it. So that was his first gift he opened, and then you know what I'm saying? I think she got him some wrestling figures. And then I got him the belt with the mask. So, you know what I'm saying? He's going to be hopping around, bouncing off the walls in a minute. So I can't wait for it, man.
That's what's up, man. Happy birthday to the little man. Man, okay, do he be running around the house like, man, my youngest got like a Spider-Man, like stuff. It's not like a stuffed animal, but, it got a little size to it. And he used to walk around here fucking diving on a bed, like doing suplex moves on the Spider-Man. Like he used to jump on and off other couches and shit.
He don't got the little like dog, but my daughter got like this real big, like I think it's like a 4.5 foot teddy bear. So like he be, you know what I'm saying, doing all the moves and everything on the teddy bear whenever his brother ain't trying to wrestle, because usually them two will wrestle, you know what I'm saying, and they be doing moves on each other and stuff like that. But outside of that, you know what I'm saying, he just wrestled a bear.
Wow. And it's crazy how shit moved generationally like that. Because, I used to do that. And I didn't even like wrestling. The only reason I even know, like, as much as I know about wrestling is because, dude, my dad was a huge fan of it. And, like, I would just sit down, like, with my dad and shit. And I would just, I picked up everything by just watching it with him. And then, like, you start to kind of, like, I started being a fan of The Undertaker. I like Undertaker. I like Booker T.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Booker T was my guy.
Mm-hmm.
Sting, I ended up liking Sting. Shawn Michaels was all right. Ultimate Warrior, he was all right. So it was people that I ended up, picking up on.
Whoa. Time out. What we not going to do is we not going to disrespect my man Ultimate Warrior. That's my favorite wrestler of all time, okay? Listen, when I tell you I've been watching wrestling since like knee high to a grasshopper. So me and my cousins, like, we used to watch wrestling when that shit used to come on Saturdays, and we used to be like, he was older than me, so he used to always try to do the wrestling moves on me. So I used to be with the Ultimate Warrior, you know what I'm saying? That was my favorite, because he used to run down straight to the rim. He used to slide up, and then, you know what I'm saying, he used to grab the ropes and go all crazy. And then he used to pick dudes up, full body, let them go with the gorilla press slam. That was my dude. I used to like the Road Warriors. I used to like Jake the Snake was my man. And then I messed with Harlem Heat, you know what I'm saying? Booker T and Stevie Ray. That was my favorite tag team. And then like as time went on, I started watching it, you know what I'm saying, still. And then I went over to WCW for a minute because my aunt used to watch it too. So I went over to WCW, and that's when I started seeing the luchadors because WCW used to have like all the cruiserweights and shit. So I used to watch Juventud Guerrera every time he fought. And then when I watched at the time it was WWF before it switched over, Triple H was my dude too. So I've been doing this shit forever, bro. So when my kids finally got on it, I was into it, and then my wife is into it too. Cause I bought her a real the real belt. So she got the authentic belt. That motherfucker heavy as fuck and everything. Like she got the real deal joint.
Damn, I got the whole family in on this joint. Man, listen. I will say this though. We'll jump into it. Like Triple H was my worst. I hated Triple H. That was the only dude I didn't like. I did not like Triple H. I didn't like nothing. Wow. Well, no, I'm lying. Him and Kurt Angle. I didn't like either one of those. I hated Kurt Angle with passion.
Yeah, I'm with you. I hated Kurt Angle, bro.
I hated that dude. But man, we got we got a treat for the, you know what I'm saying, when it comes to people who really, really appreciate cinema, man. Like I don't think that this is you know, it was a long due. Like it was something that needed to be done. It's one of the most classic movies of all time. It's a 1989 film with an all-time legend in it. And man, today we are doing the classic movie Lean on Me. And Lean on Me.
That's right, man. Lean on Me.
Like Fair East Side. Hey, that was my shit. Hey, that bathroom scene. Listen, the bathroom scene was the best scene in the movie, my guy. Like when they first sang that song.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And then it was so funny. What was so funny about it was, so Sam's walking around and he's like, Sam's, what are you doing in here? He's like, I'm just going to class. He's like, nah, you going into the bathroom. Like, what's going on in here? They bust in there and this, and he's like, it's my little songbirds from the cafeteria. He was like,
yeah.
He was like, man, he said, y'all want y'all to sing the school song. He was like, if you don't get it right, y'all suspended for 10 days. It was like, damn, but that was harsh as hell. But you gonna suspended for 10 days for not knowing a school song. And so
he wasn't playing.
No, he wasn't playing. And then the best part was when they was like Sam's is the youngest one out of all of them. And so they're standing around looking at each other. And then they look at Sam's, and Sam's is like, all right, fellas, let him hear it. What the fuck? You the youngest dude here. How you going to tell us what to do?
Right.
So then what kills me is my man starts, he was like, and then the dude hit him. It's like, the fuck? So then he do it again. He said, and then nobody said nothing. And they looking at him. So then he got the right pitch this time. And then the whole crew jumped in. I was like, this song is all time. And then he drags Sam's in the Miss Powers office. He had Sam's all jacked up, boy. That jump was so funny. He was just dragging Sam's.
He stayed killing Sam's, bro. He stayed killing Sam's.
Stayed killing him. He drags him in there, and then he starts yelling at Mrs. Powers about the damn. He was like, I just heard something I thought I never heard. Did I give you authorization to change the song? And it's like, this is my thing with Mr. Clark. He meant well. But the way he went at things, you know what I'm saying? There's a such thing as human courtesy. You know what I'm saying? And like, yeah. I've always tried to live by the thing of like, I remember this only happened at FedEx one time where somebody, you know what I'm saying, started talking to me out of bounds. You know what I'm saying? I was like, it was some stuff had happened. They came up to me to ask me about it. So I told them about it. And then they tried to raise their voice at me. And I was like, we both adults in here. You can talk to me like a grown ass man. Don't raise your voice at me. You know what I'm saying? Right. We can have a conversation like adults do, but don't raise your voice at me. And it should never happen again. And like the way he yelled at everybody when the people was on his side, he went a little too far. Now, he played that scene good because like he yelled at Mrs. Powers about the song, but then on the way out, he was just like, yo, I want everybody to learn this song in English and in Spanish. He was like, take a bow, you just rewritten our alma mater. Yeah, I mean, now that was nice, but like, you know what I'm saying? All that yelling and shit, But Mr. Clark, though, he the man, but we'll get into it. We'll get into it further, though.
Oh, man, listen, you talking about the greatest scene in the movie. The greatest scene in the movie is when he takes Sam's up to the roof and he gives him the greatest monologue of all time. And he talking to him. And then Sam's is sitting there talking, he asked him, why you skipping school? Why you late to school? Sam's like, I don't know. He crying and shit. Now, listen. Now, we also got to give credit to Jermaine Hopkins because he does a great fucking job in these movies. He been doing this. He did his thing in the late 80s and 90s, in the early 90s. But when he did that scene and he asked him, he said, you smoke crack, don't you? Don't you smoke crack? Go ahead, jump. Man, listen. That motherfucker got the cry. He said, I don't want to jump. I don't want to. Man, listen, I'm trying to tell you, bro. You talk about the greatest. That's probably one of the greatest lines in any movie ever. Like, we still, like me and my homies, we still say that, like, when we play Xbox, when we kicking it, when we chilling, like, all that. Like, something happened, you do something stupid, the first thing you'll hear out of somebody's mouth, you smoke crack, don't you? Like, bro, that's one of the most classic lines of all time. Outside of what's the other one? Oh yeah. When he said they used to call me Crazy Joe, now they call me Batman. Bro, that's the funniest shit. That's the funniest shit in the world, bro. This movie is such a great movie, bro. Like, it got everything from comedy in it. It got everything from drama in it. It got real world problems at the time. You know what I'm saying? It talked. I mean, of course, it's based off of a real issue, but the way that the director, I think his name is John Avildsen. I hope I'm saying that right. But the way he captured everything in that movie, you know what I'm saying? Like, it really made you feel like you know what I'm saying? Like you were a part of what was going on in the story. And especially people who lived in those inner cities, who went to those public schools, who was getting horrible funding and shit like that. Like, you understood you understood the problems of that school at the time. You know what I'm saying? Even with Kid Ray, like how he was doing what he was doing. You know what I'm saying? With the I forgot what the one girl name is, but you know what I'm saying, with the teenage pregnancy. You know what I'm saying? It was I got to high school a little bit late, so I didn't get to experience nobody in my school smoking crack, but I knew some people in my school that was sniffing cocaine, like doing drugs in school. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it was all of this, you know what I'm saying? Teachers not being on the side of the principal and not working together and having beef with each other. Like, it was just, it encompassed all of those inner city public school problems that really a lot of them still go on today. And I think this movie was just, it was a masterpiece, bro.
I mean, it was, and it also has the and also I got to mention this. Now, what you forgot to mention in that scene when he said, "You smoke crack, don't you?" And then he was like, jump. And he was like, it's killing your brain cells, son. It's killing your brain cells. That was my favorite part. When he was telling me it's killing his brain cells. But like the real issue in this movie, like Joe Clark was really like, he was his own worst enemy a lot of the times. Because what really fucked it up was, like, for the people that don't really know about this movie, is basically he taught at that school. He was a teacher at that high school, probably like, I think 15, 20 years before. And it was a primarily white school. And basically what happened to that part of Patterson, New Jersey is the same thing happened to Compton, California. Compton, California was a predominantly white city. And then black people started migrating in and the white people moved out. And that's pretty much what happened in Patterson, New Jersey at the time. And then that school flipped, like when he left, because he had a problem with, I forget what it was. Like they did this meeting without him behind his back. He found out about the meeting. He busted in. He was like, yo, I'm out of here. Then he started being like this elementary teacher. So then and another thing this reminds me of, because the school got so bad, it got to the point where nobody wanted that job. So basically, it reminds me of two situations. It reminds me of New York City when David Deakins got hired. He was the first black mayor in New York, only because nobody wanted to be mayor at the time, because it was in the middle of the crack epidemic, and nobody wanted to be the fucking mayor. And so a black man got the job.
Before you finish though, shout out to Phife Dawg, because he mentioned Mayor Dinkins and Can I Kick It?
Oh, okay, cool.
So rest in peace, Phife Dawg, man.
Yes, sir. That's
how I knew about David Dinkins.
Gotcha. And it also reminds me of Barack Obama. The worst time to take the presidency was after Bush.
I don't know about that, but okay.
You gotta think about it, dude. We was in the worst financial deficit ever after Bush. Like, Bush fucked a lot of shit up.
Okay, yeah, you're right.
And then
you're right.
It was really so bad to the point of, like, a black man got voted in for president. Like it had to get as bad as it had gotten at that time. So anyway, to relate that to the movie, the school got so bad and no funding or anything like that was flooding to that school. So my man, his friend, Frank Napier, he goes to him and is like, Joe, we want you to take this principal job at Eastside High. And so then Joe, he goes in and he see how fucked up the school is. So the very first thing he does is he has a meeting with the staff and it's like, I want y'all to give me a list of all the drug dealers and bad kids and all that shit. And I'm kicking all these kids out. And when I kick them out, like, I hired this security group and all this other shit. So to have this meeting, like, I'm not doing what I normally do. It's just, I just feel like this needs to be explained for people to really get it. So they have this meeting with the parents, and there's one parent who can't control her fucking teenager gonna get mad because he said they was on fucking welfare and they selling drugs in the school. And so he goes off in this meeting and she makes it her mission to get this motherfucker fired. It's all because of that meeting when he was talking shit in that meeting. And that's why I say he was his own worst enemy. Because with this lady coming after him and what ended up happening while he's trying to clean up the school, drug dealers are sneaking in because, like I say, when it comes to the schools that are in these impoverished neighborhoods, they don't put any funding in the school. So they didn't give them the doors that were locked. So he had to put chains on the doors to keep the drug dealers out. So is it a fire hazard? Yes. I mean, I think anybody would know that, yes, it is a fire hazard. But at the same time, how do he stop these kids from coming in and out of the school whenever they want? And at the end of the day, it's the school board's fault for not giving them the appropriate doors, and then the whole thing would be fixed.
Right. I mean, I think more so like what I, so like I said, this movie encompasses so many different problems within inner city schools. And it's so funny because this is a movie in 1989. You know what I'm saying? Like when I was going to high school, it was so crazy because I kind of seen, I kind of witnessed firsthand what it's like to be a public school student, and then a public school student in the inner city, and then a public school student in a suburban area, right? So in high school for us, we would have to go through metal detectors. So every morning, you get off the bus. We would actually we had horrible funding, so we had to get with the Regional Transport Authority, or we call it the RTA up here, or the RETA. And then they had designated buses for us to get back and forth to school. So if you lived a certain distance away from the school, basically you was able to get on the bus, get back and forth to school. So I had to ride the actual city bus to school. Then after that, get off the bus, go up, walk up the stairs, come into the doors, put your book bag on the table, walk through the metal detectors. They check your book bag for any kind of paraphernalia, drugs, guns, weapons, anything you ain't supposed to be having. And then like it got bad to where like, cause I came in to school when cell phones was big. So they would, check your cell phone, and they would let you know when you come in, if we see you with your cell phone, it's gonna get confiscated. So this is the type of shit we had to go through all day. We had a security team going through our high school. So it was the head security guy. His name was Mr. Johnson. I forgot who else was on the team, but he would walk the halls all day, making sure people ain't skipping. He was working with the truancy officers and everything like that. I got on the debate and quiz team in I think it was like my senior year, and we go out to a school in, I think it was Huber Heights, called Wayne High School. If you don't know Wayne High School, you might know it because, well, if you don't know Wayne High School, if you're a sports fan, you would know of Wayne High School. If you ever heard of Braxton Miller. Braxton Miller went there. So we go there, right? And we just doing like a scrimmage, basically, like a scrimmage debate, scrimmage quiz quiz game or whatever. And when we walk in, there are no metal detectors to be found. There's no security there. There's nothing. Like they trophy cases filled up. They got like brand new vending machines. They got vending machines with the credit card things on them. Like, I mean, it's state of the art. They gymnasium is like it looked like a community college gymnasium. I mean, like it just everything was just like leveled up. And I'm sitting here in my head as we go in here, I'm looking around like, damn, like this where all the money going? You go back to our school, like our school was so old, like I basically went to the same school my dad went to. You know what I'm saying? Like literally. Like it wasn't no upgrades in it. We ain't had no weight room. We ain't have no, you know what I'm saying? Like none of that. Like I literally went to the same high school that my dad went to. So when I see that, like when I see this movie, I can envision everything, you know what I'm saying, really happening. Maybe not so in the movie because of course, they gotta play it up for a movie, but just I understand what was going on because it's like, you got all these kids coming in, and then on top of that, like the teachers was trying to do their best to make sure the kids learn. Well, fortunately for me, I actually got into an advanced placement program, so we was kind of like cut off from the rest of the school. But it's still like you still get to see what's going on in school. It ain't like you sheltered from the rest of the school. You still understand. And so, like, I totally understand everything about this movie. Like, I feel this movie 100%, and I get it. Like, the way he felt. Like, to me, I had when I came into school, we had a principal named Mr. Griff, Mr. Griff was the same principal that my aunt had when she graduated, because she went to the same school I went to as well. Well, I went to the same school she went to as well. And so to me, he was like our Joe Clark. He wasn't as extreme as Joe Clark, but he had them same principles. Like, he always wanted to make sure that we were successful. He did anything, any kind of resources that we needed, any of that. Like, he was always there for us. And I feel like Joe Clark was in that same position. Like, and I understand what you say when you say like he was his own worst enemy, but you got to understand, like, when you in that position, bro, you got to fight fire with fire. Like, you can't be weak in the eyes of them kids, because like they basically out on their own. You know what I'm saying? Like, look at Sam. Sam's was smoking crack in high school. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna look up her name. But old girl, she had a baby in high school. You know what I'm saying? Like, Kid Ray, like, this motherfucker was crazy. He was out here. He was damn near gang leader. You know what I'm saying? Like, and then you expect these teachers to kind of be over these kids who are so wild and, you know what I'm saying, who do what they do. And then it's like, you can't really expect them to be babysitters or be excuse me, what's the word I'm thinking of? COs. You can't expect them to be like COs of a prison and be teachers and babysitters all at the same time. Like, they already ain't getting paid what they supposed to be getting paid. So now they got all this extra stress on them. And you know what I'm saying? They trying to teach a class. You know what I'm saying? You got all these disruptive students. And then, like, in the movie, these motherfuckers, like, half of them weren't even coming to class to begin with. And then when you walk into the class, they trying to teach, motherfuckers throwing paper balls at motherfuckers. Niggas is in the back talking, passing notes. One motherfucker had a boom box. They was in the cypher freestyling. It's like, it's so much chaos going on. And then you walk into the school, they got graffiti everywhere. It's like, how the hell do you control this? You know what I'm saying? Like, so I definitely, coming from an inner city public school, like, I definitely felt this movie 1,000%.
Yeah, like, when I mean by he was his own worst enemy, I didn't have a problem how he handled the kids.
Right.
I had a problem with how he handled the people that tried to be on his side. Like, what he did to Miss Elliott, right? Like, he fired Miss Elliott because basically she didn't kiss his ass. Like,
yeah,
and it's just like shit like that. It's like, dude, like, she's on your side. You could be a dictator to the kids, but you don't have to be a dictator to the adults. And even when it came to Darnell, like, Darnell spoke back to him. So he suspended his ass and he flipped his desk on him. And it's like, yo, you can't just come in, like, you can't expect for y'all to be, you know what I'm saying, the administrators of the school when all you do is beat down all these people that are trying to help you. Now, did they need a little bit of discipline as well? Maybe they needed a little bit because they had the worst test scores in the state. But at the same time, how can they teach in those type of circumstances? Like, even if you are teaching in those circumstances, like, some of these kids probably couldn't even read, you know what I'm saying, to a 5th grade level. So how do you expect them to pass the basic test? So there's a lot of stuff that's going on in the movie, and it was just the way that he was going off on some of these people who were, you know, quote unquote on his side. And like Miss Levias was saying, like, we see your effort, we see what you're trying to do. But at the same time, you don't have to tear us down in the process of trying to get to that goal that we all trying to reach. Like, we all trying to get these kids to pass the basic exam test. Like, we're all trying to do it.
Right. But
with you, you know what I'm saying, beating us down just because you can't handle everything, it was a little obsessive. But he proved this point in the end. Because like Ms. Levias said, when they got into that argument in the hallway, basically her whole thing was, you can at least say thank you. You know what I'm saying? Or I appreciate what you're doing. Right. It was just always demand on top of demand. And she was just saying, like, okay, even when we get the stuff done that you want us to get done, you don't even show us any appreciation in the process. So that's what I meant by a little extreme. Like, he needed to be extreme with the kids, and he needed to be extreme by putting chains on the doors until, fighting fire with the mayor on like, yo, I need y'all to give me those nice fancy doors that with a alarm go off like you get, the schools down the street. So I get that point, but I just felt that he didn't have to be that way with the staff.
Yeah, man. I mean, I see what you're saying, but it's like when you come into those situations, it's like, you know what I'm saying, basically being the head coach of a team, and you don't get to pick your staff. You basically are stuck with the staff that was there the year before, and you going into let's say a 2-14 team. When you go talk to the staff, you're not gonna be high-fiving the staff and cool with the staff. You're going to be like, yo, what the fuck was y'all doing last year to basically be 2-14? We got to turn this whole ship around. We got to make sure we stay afloat. Y'all sinking. So, I mean, like, I get it. I get why he was so abrasive and aggressive when he was coming in there and talking to people and interacting with, the teachers and everybody. And even the ones that was trying to be on his team, or even the ones that was backing him up, I still kind of understand why he was so, like so straightforward with him, because it's like he was on a mission. His mission was to make sure that these kids get out of this place and they can go be, remember even in the when he was talking on stage, he was like, yo, my mission is to make sure that y'all are successful. So when he's out here, when he's in this school, when he is in the school, and he's sitting here talking to the kids and trying to make sure that, they getting the messages that they're supposed to get, and they getting the lessons that they're supposed to get. It's like you can't really treat one group better than the other. You got to be on a straight plateau with everybody, and you got to let everybody know, like, especially in that school, you can't show no weakness. I don't care if you being nice or whatever. You can't show no weakness in that school, because we seen how it was when he first got there, and like I said, the kids was throwing paper balls, playing the beatbox in the school and all that. Like, they didn't care. He walked through on his first day with the suitcase, and they had graffiti on the back of the wall. It was paper everywhere. Half the lockers was open. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's chaos. So when you go into chaos, like I said, you got to fight fire with fire. Like, there's no, like, there's no coddling any of the teachers. No, we need to make sure that we are giving these kids exactly what they need. And and basically he was looking at it like, I'm going to do this by all means. Like you said, his only downfall was when he had that meeting and he said what he said. The lady came and she went after him. But I feel like towards the end, well, of course, but towards the end of it all, man, like, I think everybody kind of seen his vision, and he really changed lives, and he really made people, like, better people. You know what I'm saying? Like, he really turned these kids' lives around.
He did, but you got to admit, Mr. Clark was bipolar. All right? You got to admit this. You got to. Because
but you got to be, though. You kind of got to be.
Because
you got to be.
So you remember the scene when my one fucking comedian dude, I wish I could remember his name, when he was acting like Mr. Clark, and he had his hand up, it's like he had the microphone thing, damn, what they call them things, like the sound horn thing. So he was acting like he was talking with that, and he was like, Sam, get over here, put your pants up, Sam, put your hands up, and then he called the girl and said, come over here. He was like, what is he doing? He was like, do we got the juice to be me? He said, is that me what you're doing? And then he was like, go down to my office. And he was like, he said, Mr. Clark, I was just playing. And he was like, gotcha. You know what I'm saying? And it's like little shit like that. It's like, you never know when he's serious. And then, like, in that moment, he was just having a good moment. And then he started jump roping with the kids, and Sam's fat ass doing it.
But see, that's what I'm saying. Like, come on, man. You know he wasn't gonna be able to jump rope for real, man. That was a movie, and you know he wasn't jump roping in real life. Man, listen, Jermaine Huggy Hopkins was this dude, man, from Juice to Lean on Me to How to Be a Player. He's been in a whole bunch of other stuff, but those 3 movies, man, he is that dude.
Oh yeah. I was like, you got to put How to Be a Player in there. But yeah, man, like he did a good job. But see, then you really only seen Mr. Clark happy in like 4 scenes. It was like it was that scene. It was when the new song. When he heard the new song, he walked back to his office and he high-fived Darnell on his way down. He wasn't happy long though, because when he got back, he saw the test scores and then he flipped again. But then he was happy. He was happy at the end when the kids came down there when he got locked up, and like it's just the effort that he was putting in. It was great. But at the same time, they're just like with me and you, in case you talk about shit like that, like you don't get to a certain point without a team. And he never would have been able to flip that school the way that he did without that team. And I felt that, like, if you need to fight fire with fire, like, yes. But if they get the job done, you can at least say thank you. I appreciate it. Good job. Yeah. And it was just the fact that, and that's why Miss Levias really felt the way she felt. Like she was like, cause when she was talking to him in the hallway, she was like, "Look, I had a dad like you." So she was like, "I thought I could take it," and she really took it for a lot of the time. But what really pissed her off was when, man, what had happened? He saw the test scores, and then no, it was when he was coming into the office and he was walking with with his friend Frank, and she came up to him and asked him something, and it got to the point where anytime people need anything done, everybody went to Mr. Clark. So like Mr. Clark is walking with Frank and all these kids. Then that's when my one girl, the Latino girl, come up to him. She was like, "You don't have anything for the Latino." She said, "You got basketball for the blacks, football for the blacks. You got chess club for the whites." She was like, "You don't have nothing for that." And then he was like, "You should be a lawyer with a mouth like that." And so then, like, all these kids are coming up to him, and everybody's trying to, I need to use the phone and all this stuff. And then he walks into the office with Frank, and then Mr. Vice was like, "Hey, Mr. Clark, we need you to do this." He was like, "Look, I can't do this and do this and do this and be at 10 places at one time." He was like, "You're my vice principal. Won't you do it?" And it's like, well, damn, dude, like, I get there was a lot of people hounding you at that time. But another reason why everybody's hounding you, because you the one that's acting like you the only one that can handle everything. So that's why all of the students was kind of hounding him, because he set this precedent of like, I'm the one who's changing everything. I'm the one that, y'all need to talk to for something to get done. And then that's what really took her over the edge to what she needed to have that conversation with him. But overall, like, man, it was a great effort of what he put up. And it's like, anytime I hear, like, there's not many situations where you hear it, but anytime I hear Code 10, I always think about Lean on Me, but Code 10, get the chains out the door. The enemy's here. So he ran out there with Candyman.
Oh yeah, definitely. I'm glad you just said that. So real quick, man, let's talk about this cast, man. We got you know what I'm saying, the great Morgan Freeman, man, as Joe Clark. We got Miss Beverly Ty as Miss Levias. We got Robert, I think you pronounce it Guillaume, as Frank Napier. Alan North, who's been in some great movies, as the mayor. Let's see, Lynn Thigpen, she's been in some good movies too. She was Leona Bear. I think she was old girl's mom in that movie. Michael Beach, who played Mr. Darnell, who was if anybody don't know who Michael Beach is, he was the husband that cheated with Cousin Faith in Soul Food. Let me see. Jermaine Hopkins is in this. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to see who else. Tony Todd, Candyman. You know what I'm saying? He was in this. Trying to see any other names that I can see. Nope. I think that's it. I don't see no other names that we would know. Yeah, I think that's it. But I mean, like, that's a pretty nice.
I wish.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I wish I could.
Michael Imperioli from The Sopranos. He's in this. Let me see. Who did he play in The Sopranos? He played. Wait a minute. Let me go back. Christopher Moltisanti. So if you're a Sopranos fan, or he played Spider in Goodfellas.
Yeah. He was in this.
Trying to see if anybody else is in here. That's it. That's the only people that I could think of at the time, or that I know personally or seen personally. But that's a pretty decent cast, bro.
Oh yeah, for sure. And I thought that the dudes that were that was the Songbirds, I thought they was a real R&B group.
You might be right. Let me see if I can find them.
I can't remember what the group was though.
Yeah, I remember.
I can't remember what the group was, but yeah, man, like.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Oh no, you straight. But no, like man,
it's a group called it's a group called Riff.
Yeah, I thought they was a real group, and but yeah, man, they killed the East Side song, man. Hardest album out of ever. Like there ain't no song better than that one. But they did a phenomenal job on it. It was so funny when they went over to Sam's when they was singing it and Sam's was lip singing over there. That shit was hilarious. But I love the one scene where he was giving the speech. You know, when he was saying what the outsiders was saying about them as far as, you know, they're a bunch of niggas and spicks and poor white trash and they're inferior and they can't learn and all of that stuff. And like he gave them that motivation to, you know what I'm saying, to come up because they had to take the test in like an hour. So he gave them like that motivational speech. And in that motivational speech was he damn it was kind of an apology without saying sorry, but he told Miss Byers that he appreciate her, you know. And then they sing the great Bill Withers song, you know what I'm saying, Lean on Me. And Mr. Byers, because she had asked for it when she had, you know, got into it with him in the hallway, she asked for a transfer. And so when he walked in before that speech, he gave her the transfer papers. And when they were singing Lean on Me, she, you know what I'm saying, bottled up the paper. She was just like, that I would take that as an apology. I would, you know what I'm saying? And she seen the emotion that was in him. And she seen that he believed in these students. And she knew that he was doing this for a good cause. And everybody had an understanding of why he put the chains on the doors.
Yeah.
And I think, man, that song, whether Bill Withers is singing it or Mrs. Powers is singing it, that shit ring off. that make it, man, you walk through a brick wall, man, when that song is on. And and she did believe in him. And to get to the thing, like so say code 10, the enemy's here. He runs out. You know what I'm saying? The ugly ass lady out there, you know what I'm saying, with the fire chief and the mayor, they called him with the chains on the doors. And so, you know, he tell Mr. Vyers, you know, you in charge now. So they take him to jail. And so then the students come and protest down at the police station. And it was also a powerful scene where the one Latino girl that was saying that, you know, they got all these programs for this and that and this and that. And he told her that she could be a lawyer. So the mayor and stuff, like, they tried to talk to Joe. It was like, Joe, can you go out there and tell these kids to go home? You know how this type stuff ends. It's going to get ugly. It's going to get violent if they don't go home. And then he was like, Joe, man, you have to. He's like, man, I don't have to do nothing but stay black and die. And you forgot about that. That was one of the hardest statements ever. Right there. That was the first time I ever heard some shit like that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And so he was like, he told him that. And so then, like, the old ugly lady is trying to tell these kids to go home and say Joe Clark is a bad guy and all of this. And then, so to get back to the Latino girl that's like, look, she was like, y'all know the law, but y'all are twisting the law and all this type stuff like that. And then my man, he tried to say something about how y'all don't know Mr. Clark. He's this and he's that. And the old girl, he not got pregnant. And then she makes it personal. The one girl got to make the shit pregnant. I understand he got her pregnant and tried to say it wasn't his. That wasn't the time to criticize my man. You know what I'm saying? Look, we down here for Mr. Clark. We ain't down here to be, you know what I'm saying, talking about I need to be handling my responsibility. It ain't about me right now. We talking about Mr. Clark.
Hell no. Listen, she didn't care about none of that shit. She been waiting to tell that motherfucker you deserve. You need to be handling your shit right now. I don't give a fuck. You can't say nothing. You don't get to say nothing. You down here protesting for Mr. Clark. Protest these Pampers, nigga. Shit, she ain't trying to hear that shit.
Oh man, that's fucking funny, boy. That is too fucking funny.
Yo, but, speaking of that, bro. Speaking of that, real quick, like that has to be a crazy. Well, I ain't gonna say crazy, but like that has to be like a wild feeling. You know what I'm saying? Like, well, we know it's a wild situation, but it would have to be like a wild feeling, bro, just to like be a high school or be in high school and then like becoming a parent. You know what I'm saying? Like that shit is deep, bro. Like you ain't even got your shit established yet. You don't even know what college you going to. You don't even know how you about to get lunch. Like you don't know nothing. But you got a fucking kid, bro. You ain't got no job, no nothing. Like, could you imagine yourself being in that position, like being in high school and then like being a fucking father, bro?
By God, let me tell you. So my mom got pregnant with my sister, freshman in high school. She was 16. My sister got pregnant with my nephew. She was 17. So as crazy as my mind is, I think unorthodox, right? So when I'm 18, that was my scariest year of fucking. Because I'm like, my mama got pregnant at 16.
Yeah.
Hey, I was pulling out like a motherfucker. Hey, I was like, 18 was scary, but I was like, no. I was like, man, I just think like that, man. I think crazy as hell. And boy, 18, boy.
Nah,
I'm talking about.
I'm with you though. I know exactly how you felt like when you said that shit, bro. Listen, like when I was in school, bro. Like when I was doing my thing, man, I'm like, yo, I'm trying to make, bro. I bought. You know how they used to have the big 32 pack of condoms?
Yeah.
Bro, I made I made my brother take me to the store to go buy them motherfuckers, bro. I made sure I wasn't having none of that, bro. Fuck
Dude,
that.
No. I didn't have to buy condoms until what? Dude, this is how crazy it was.
Mm-hmm.
So when I turned 13, my guy.
Yeah.
My mama gave me, because she, back in the day, you could go, like, they would go to the women's, the health department, and they would give women bags of condoms. So when I turned 13, my mama gave me a bag of condoms and told me to bring them white babies in her house. So,
yo, listen, I got the same speech. I just didn't get the bag of condoms. I definitely got the same speech.
Hey, so obviously I didn't listen to it. But
that's hilarious.
But I got free condoms, dude. I used to get bags of condoms from my mama and my sister, so I never had to buy condoms. Because I took my condoms to college, my guy, and then I ended up meeting the woman that I had married. So it was just like, well, damn, I ain't had to buy no condoms until I was like in my 30s. Because it was because I ain't need them bitches no more.
I remember like being out walking to the store, bro. They used to have a fish bowl at the corner store, you know what I'm saying? And it used to be filled with condoms, and you could get I remember they had the Lifestyles. You get the Lifestyles $3 for $1, or you can get the Magnums for $1.50. Man, listen. If all I had was $2, give me 6 Lifestyles. I don't give a goddamn what nobody say. Give me them 6 Lifestyles, bro. I'm about to rock out and I'm about to bang something real quick, but I need these condoms, bro. I definitely had hella condoms going around.
Dude, it's so funny that you say that because, dude, I used to have the Lifestyle. They used to give me the tuxedos, the black joints.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
I used to have the black joints.
Come on, man.
Yeah.
Come on,
that's
man.
funny. But yeah, I couldn't imagine. I mean, I seen it. You know what I'm saying? Like, because my nephew, you know what I'm saying? Like me and my sister, we are 7 years apart. And me and my nephew, we are 11 years apart. So, I seen it and I had to help a lot, you know what I'm saying, with him. So, but I couldn't imagine like having my own child, in high school like that. I was fortunate enough to I didn't have, my first son until I was 22 when he was born. So, I mean, you old enough to graduate college at that time.
I was 21 with my first one.
Yeah, so I couldn't imagine that, man. But to get to that scene, like, Mr. Clark is hearing these kids talk about it, and then the girl that was pregnant, she was just saying that, Mr. Clark is like the only father that some of us have. And there was a deeper scene with her earlier because she said that her mom kicked her out, and Mr. Clark and Mr. Vias had went to her house, to talk to her mom, and Mr. Clark was like, if I could get you a job.
Hey, that's it. That was a deep scene, bro.
Yeah, it was a real deep scene because, like, she was crying about how she didn't want her daughter to see her like this anymore. And he was like, if I could get you a new job in another place to stay, could we, fix this thing? And that's why I say, like, when you in those type of neighborhood and you dealing with these type of students that got these single parent homes and they can barely afford, keeping their childs up and all of this type stuff, to have a principal that'll go home and to put that forth effort to, to get you on your feet like that. Now, at the same time, he known this little girl since she was in elementary school, because what I'm assuming is when he left Eastside High the first time and he was remember they went and pulled him from elementary school. So I think that she went to Mr. Clark's elementary school, and he said that your mom was one of the most involved parents back then, but she must have went on some bad times and, kind of distanced herself from helping out with the PTA and stuff like that. And, like I said, Mr. Clark cared. he meant well. Sometimes it came off the wrong way. But that scene at the end was very powerful. And then, like, to get those test scores and to say that, and this is the crazy part. Now, I wanted it to really go down this way. So this dude is locked up for putting chains on the door. So basically, you know, creating a fire hazard. So they get the test scores. He tells everybody that they passed. He tells the mayor, "You can kiss my black ass," and then he walks off. Don't you?
That definitely happened. Definitely happened.
Dude, we got charges on you. Where you going? He just walk off?
No, he didn't walk off, but he definitely told the mayor he can kiss his ass.
That shit was wild, boy. That shit was wild, my God.
Yeah.
It was wild.
Yo,
like,
okay,
man,
so okay, we talked about the having a kid in high school. Did you know anybody who smoked crack in high school?
I don't know anybody that smoked crack.
Yeah.
It was going around that some people did some cocaine. You know what I'm saying? Cocaine, weed.
Yeah.
We didn't have no crackheads at school. Now there was the local crackhead. They used to walk up and down this block called Sunnyside. I grew up in Sunnyside. Claire Roof.
Everybody had a local crackhead.
Yeah, her name was Claire Roof. She actually died last year.
Oh man, R.I.P. man. But you know what's crazy? They used to always tell you to stay in school. No bullshit. Hey, listen, you talking about one that used to walk up and down your street, right? We used to have one that walked up and down our street, my grandma's street. His name was Bird. And listen, when I tell you, like, he was the nicest dude ever, like, you know what I'm saying? He made sure he stopped, used to talk to my grandma, everything. But he always looked out, no matter what. He stayed looking out.
Yeah, like Claire Roof, man, she used to, I mean, the word was, and it was so crazy because, like, you know what I'm saying? I was at my peak. You know what I'm saying? I'm 18, 16, 17, 18 years old. I'm at my peak. You know what I'm saying? And it's just like, and then I would just look at her and I would hear the stuff about, yeah, man, people should get head because she didn't have no teeth. You know what I'm saying? And, like, you would hear motherfuckers talk about, like they would, like Claire Roof would, give head for crack. And I'm like, y'all letting her put, you know what I'm saying? Like, like, man, y'all crazy, man. Like, she put that mouth on me. And then you had no dude trying to make it sound better. Like, man, she ain't got no teeth in the way. I don't give a fuck.
It don't matter. She smoked crack, man.
It's like, no.
I don't want the crack saliva to get in me. I don't want none of that. Hey, listen. So, okay, like, for me, right, I had a lot of drug addict family members. And so I knew the symptoms and like the you know what I'm saying, like the movements and all that. So when I got to high school, we also had, well, it wasn't a problem, but we also had like a few kids in our school who did cocaine. So it was this one girl, and I'm not gonna say her name, of course, but it was this one girl. Like, I had a huge crush on her. Like, I mean, a huge crush. Like, this was my dream girl, bro. And it was a rumor that was going around the school that she was doing cocaine. And when I tell you, my whole world fell apart, bro. Like, I contemplated who I liked for the rest of my high school life off of that one rumor. I was just like, what? I was like, who am I picking in the streets, bro? Like, cocaine. I literally, hey, listen, I went home that day when I heard that rumor, bro, and I literally sat on my bed and was staring at the floor like, damn, bro, she do cocaine. Like, how did I know this kind of stuff? Like, what's going on with my life that I'm looking at chicks that like cocaine? Like, what's going on? But she was so Like this girl was so beautiful, bro. Like I had the hugest crush on her, but when I finally heard the rumor, because I don't know if she did it or not. Like it never seemed like she did. She did disappear for a long ass time from school, but she ended up popping back up by graduation. But we had this rumor that she used to sniff cocaine and she used to be out there with the drug dealers. Like she used to leave school and hop in the car with the drug dealers. And when I heard that, bro, like my whole heart just like crushed and crumbled. And I was just like, man, I don't know what I'm doing in my life no more, bro. That's just the craziest motherfucking rumor I heard in my life, man. It was wild. But like I knew like, you know what I'm saying? Like everybody in the high school, well not everybody, but most of the people in the high school, you know what I'm saying, smoke weed, shit like that. But I never looked at weed as a drug. That was just something that, you know what I'm saying, people could get to. But like when I heard of people doing like cocaine and like hard drugs, I was like, God damn, like bro, these niggas is my age. Who is giving these motherfuckers hard drugs?
Dude, you want to talk about rumors? Dude, you want to talk about rumors?
Yeah.
Man, I remember it was after a basketball game, my senior year. You know what I'm saying? I got back to the school because it was an away game. So get back to the school, you know what I'm saying? Took a shower at the school, you know what I'm saying? Put on my clothes, and I'm walking out with, I'll just say, with the point guard. So me and him, we walking out. And so this girl is out there, and so she's like, what you getting into? And it was a Friday night, so I had to go to work in the morning. You know what I'm saying? I worked at Wendy's on the weekend, so I had to be at work at 7 o'clock in the morning. So I'm like, shit, man, I'm about to go home. Okay. Like, I got to work in the morning.
You had a job in high school?
Dude, I've been working since I was 15.
Oh, man, damn.
Dude, listen, I played.
My first job was, I think I was like 19, 20.
Dude, I worked every weekend since I was 15. I played 3 sports. I worked every weekend, and unless I had like a weekend like tournament or something like that, like they worked with me. You know what I'm saying? A lot. You know what I'm saying? If it was like if we had like, because I played on the AAU team and shit, and it was like if we had like a tournament in Clemson or Augusta or Savannah or some shit like that, I'd be like, hey, we got a tournament this weekend. So they'd be like, all right, cool.
That's crazy,
so
bro.
Yeah, so they worked with me, but like I remember like during the summers, like I would even work during the week during the summer, like in between my like workouts and shit. Like, dude, I always had to work. Like my people ain't have money like that. I had to have a job. So
hey, man, I'm feeling bad now, bro, because hey, listen. My mom didn't really have no money like that either, bro. But like, it's crazy because like I never had to get a job until I was like out of the house. I didn't get a job till I was like literally out of the house. That's crazy to me, bro.
Dude, my first job, I worked at this grocery store called Winn-Dixie. So I worked at Winn-Dixie for a while.
Oh yeah, I know Winn-Dixie.
For a couple of months, and then I started working at Wendy's, and I worked at Wendy's like throughout high school, and like then up into my senior year, then I started.
You know what's crazy? So my wife, when we first met, she used to work at Sonic, right? Mm-hmm. And we after we like officially got together, she wanted to quit working at Sonic because she hated the job. So I was like, yeah, I was making a lot of money at the time when I was working. So I was like, well, not a lot, but I made enough to be able for her to quit. So I was like, yeah, go ahead, quit. So she quit for like, I think it was like 6 months. And she was like, man, fuck this shit. I got to get a job again. And her next job was Wendy's, bro.
Yeah, dude. I worked at Wendy's for a long time. Then my senior year, I worked at Burger King up into my first year of college. I was working at Burger King. And So then what ended up happening was like, so the girl was like, what you getting into? And I'm like, what I'm saying? I got to work in the morning, so I'm just going to the crib. And so she was like, you sure? I'm like, yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, I get up with y'all. So I go to work, you know what I'm saying? Weekend up, I go back to school Monday. I heard about you Friday night, just from another girl. I'm like, what you talking about? Like, she was like, I heard what you did. And I'm like, what you talking about, man? I went home after the game outside to work.
What?
I heard such and such gave you some head. I'm like, the fuck? I'm like, who just said that they gave me head?
Whoa,
like,
wait a minute. Time out. Y'all had girls that was volunteering head on the rumors?
On the rumors. I'm like,
man, what?
Like,
hey, listen, we used to make those rumors up. We used to make the rumors up.
That's what I'm saying.
We used to go around and say chicks gave us head. What?
Dude, it was so crazy.
You went to high school, man.
Dude, hold on. I'm going to finish the story, but hold up. Dude, we had a head scandal, dude. My freshman year, you know, like the girls that would be like the water girls and shit?
Yeah.
Man, she was giving everybody head on the football team, right? And so then everybody but me, obviously, like, I don't know, maybe they just didn't want to give me a head, man. I didn't even get to get nothing from the girl. But anyway, so dude, it was in the newspaper, everything. It was on the news and everything, dude, about this head scandal at our high school. And so then I'm dead serious. Happened in 2000. And then what ended up happening, so after the football season, it's basketball season. So we had an away game at one of our rivals, Blue Ridge, right? And so they did a chant about the girl giving head at the basketball game.
Wow.
Dude, it got crazy, dude. It got crazy.
Hey,
we never had
vicious, bro.
Dude, we never had any more female trainers or nothing after that shit. It was nothing.
Man.
But to get back to that, like, so then so I'm tracking it down and I hear who said it. So I'm like, all right. So I track her down, like, yo, what's up? Like, why are you going around telling people you gave me head? I didn't say that. Like, what you mean? You the only person that I seen after the game. Somebody said it was you. It's dude, I just thought it was so insane because it was just like, who's just gonna volunteer head? Like, you didn't say I smashed or nothing. You just said you gave me head. Like what is that? Like, dude, it was crazy. High school was wild. Like, my high school was cool, man. Like, was.
The closest I came to something like that was, I was talking to this one girl, right, in English class my senior year, and I was flirting with her, but I was trying to, I was trying to bag her, right, but she would never give me no play. So, every English class we sat by each other, so I'm like, I'm using my best skills, and it's just not working. So I'm like, God damn, bro, like, she ain't breaking down the wall or nothing for a player. Like, I'm like, man, come on, man. I'm like, bro, I know for a fact, bro, she's gonna eventually crumble. So I think I'm like 2.5 weeks in, right? She still ain't giving me no play. So another chick, she started feeling me. So I ended up, moseying on over to her. So we had math class together. So we in math class, she reaching back, throwing me notes. I'm passing her notes back, sneaking, we talking in the hallways and everything like that. So at the end, like toward the end of senior year, now mind you, bro, like I'm working on one of these chicks got to get with me. I'm working on both of them, but one of these chicks got to show me some love. Man, look, it's lunchtime. We don't go to lunch. We just stay in the English teacher class and kick it. But we call it study period, but we really just in there, just, chilling out, talking. So we in there, man, and I go in the hallway to my locker real quick, and I look down the hallway, and I see both of them standing at the end of the hallway talking to each other. I don't pay no attention at first. It's a coincidence. You know what I'm saying? Everybody talk to everybody in high school. So I'm getting something out of my locker, close my locker and look, and they both look at me and one of them point to me. And now I'm nervous. I'm like, oh shit. Then the other one was like, come here. I was like, fuck that. I went back in the English class and closed
No.
I ran from that shit. Fuck that. Look, so I'm forgetting that anybody can walk into the classroom. The door ain't locked or nothing. I just closed the door. Anybody can walk into the classroom. The English teacher don't care, you know what I'm saying? As long as, you know, you come in there and make it look like you was in there, like, studying. Mm-hmm. So they get, you know what I'm saying, they grab a book or whatever, and they open the door like they about to walk in, but they standing at the door. And they telling me, like, come here. So I'm like, fuck. Go walk outside. Man, they both let me have it, bro. I ain't getting neither one of them, bro. I'm so sorry, bro. My whole life.
No,
my life just flashed before my eyes. Have you ever had two women just yelling at you, bro? It's the worst, bro.
Hold on. Oh, now, people, I know. Look, this is related to Lean On Me, I swear, because these are high school stories.
This is definitely related to Lean On Me. This is high school stress. Listen,
so I see one thing I fucked up in high school. I dated a girl for 2 years, so that was bad. But so when I got out of that relationship, that's when shit, you know what I'm saying, really ramped up. You know what I'm saying? That's when the pussy rate shot up.
I got a story like that too.
Okay, I got one related to that. So I didn't really mess around with a lot of girls at my high school. I really only messed around like two girls from my high school. So I was messing around with this girl with the school. She went to another school that was in Greer, and then because we had 3 high schools in Greer, and then we had another high school that's right outside of Greer. So I was messing with this girl at this one other school, and so then she ended up. Then I'm talking to this other girl friend at this other school, right? So then, me and that friend, me and that girl, we kind of, you know what I'm saying, we stopped messing with each other. So, but then I started talking to the other girl. So I had a little rotation. I ain't gonna lie, I had a little rotation back then. And so, So then this girl that went to the other high school in Greer, right? She transferred to that school. Yeah. Right? So I don't think nothing of it. Oh, so then I get a phone call. I'm hanging out at my homeboy house. It's me and like 3 other homeboys, like 4 of us. So we called the one girl to come over. And she was like, I'm doing homework, all this type of stuff. I didn't call her though. The other dude called her. So so I'm chilling. I get a phone call. Hey, do you know such and such? I'm like, yeah. And she was like, I talked with her at lunch today. So I'm like, okay. And she told me that she was with you last night. I'm like, yeah.
Oh, no.
and so then she's like, okay, cool. So then she's like, was you over such and such house the other day? I'm like, yeah. I was like, we called you. She's like, what you mean we called you? I said, when old dude called you, I was with him. I was like, we was all hanging out. She was like, oh, if I knew you was there, I would have came. So I was like, shit, we could do all this shit over again. I was like, I said, we can run this back. We can run this back. So like, I didn't get the situation where the 2 girls started yelling at me. They just kind of looked at it like, oh, okay. So we both rocking with him. All right, cool. Whatever.
That's crazy. Okay, so look, I got a story, right? It's kind of similar to the first story you was talking about before you had told that one. So, before we got into high school, we had like this little it was like a math and science camp. I think it was like a week, maybe 2 weeks long. So we went there, you know what I'm saying? We got, you know what I'm saying, acquainted with everybody we was gonna basically be in school with. Because like I said, we was sectioned off from the rest of the school basically. And so I was messing with this one girl, but she liked me, but she didn't really like me. So after a while, I was just like, forget it. Like, you know what I'm saying? You boring. I ain't paying you no attention, whatever. She was like, cool. She ain't really care. So this one chick, and now this was like one of the smartest chicks in school. I ended up getting with her. Now this is my high school sweetheart, right? So, I mean, man, at the time we was in love. Like we was like real love. It was like real puppy love. You know what I'm saying? We in the hallway kissing, like hugging on each other all the time. I'm walking her to class. Like, man, listen, I'm talking about, bro, I'm head over heels, you hear me? Like, she got me wrapped around her finger. And then, I don't know what happened, but I think it was like between her friends and between the teachers, they just got to her. And they was like, yo, you know what I'm saying? You gonna be one of these girls, you know what I'm saying? You don't want to be messing with him because he lazy. He don't do his homework. He don't do good, like all kind of shit, right? Yeah, bro, listen, the teachers was hating, bro. The teachers was hating on me. Straight cock blocking. So I walk her to class, right? I'm walking her, I think this freshman year, I walk her to class, bro. She broke up with me, bro, on a purple piece of paper, bro.
Oh, man.
And when I tell you, listen, if anybody follow me here from Already Home Podcast, y'all know the story because we had an episode called the paper was purple. So, man, listen, I'm walking back, you know what I'm saying? I'm walking to my class. I'm late for my class, but I'm walking to my class. And I open the note, bro. And when I read it, I'm walking into class reading it. Bro, when I tell you, bro, my heart was broke for like 3 weeks straight. I thought I was holding it together, bro. I'm moping around the house. I'm moping around school. My mom like, what the hell is wrong with you? I'm like, ain't nothing wrong with me. She's like, yeah, it is. You walk around here like something happened to you. And I was like, man, such and such broke up with me. And she was like, boy, if you don't get your ass home and take your ass to school, ain't nothing wrong with you. She was like, you'll be all right. Man, listen, I was so heartbroken, bro. Like, cause I really loved it. Like, at the time, I felt like I really loved this girl, bro. Like, that's all I was thinking about was her, bro. Like, we used to sleep on the phone, all the high school stuff. Man, that was my high school sweetheart, and she broke up with me over a piece of paper, bro. And I was just crushed, man. I'm telling you, bro, it's high school was a real good time, though. But it was. Oh yeah.
Oh, man, I got a good one. But before that, now, Miss Laura, if you're out there, my old assistant principal. Now, before I met April, I should have been searching for you. I wanted Miss Laura so bad, but like she came in like my junior year, and man, that was like the baddest woman I ever seen in my life at the time. She was an assistant principal.
Oh, what?
Man, I swear. And she used to eye me, too. I know she did. That wasn't in my head. I know that wasn't in my head. That wasn't in my head. That wasn't in my head. But, so this is the thing, though. When I first broke up with the girl, right, that I dated for 2 years, right? When I first broke up with her, I'm hanging with my homeboy. And he ended up, now, see, this is what got me in trouble with April. Is because I told her about the whole little Clemson thing. So I'm hanging with my homeboy because my homeboy. Remember, I told you my homeboy played football at Clemson. So we hanging out during Christmas break, and he just like, long story short, he was like, "Hey, 4 girls." I'm like, "I'm down." So it was we called.
That's all you need.
Yeah, that's all you need. So we called two. We called our 2 other homeboys. They caked up with their girls, so it's just me and him. So he's like, "Hey, I really want this one." He was like, "You can pick whoever you want out the 3, but I just really want this one." So I'm like, "All right, cool." Yeah. So all of them walk in, all of them bad. I'm like, I don't even care. I was like, whoever sit beside me, that's who I'm talking to. So long story short, so I was talking and then the girl I ended up talking to, she went to Clemson with him. Now I'm still a senior in high school at the time. So I ended up rocking with the girl that she was a swimmer at Clemson. So I'm sitting here talking to this girl, and then what ended up happening? So you know what I'm saying? We rocking out, but then she got to go back to school, but we still cool. Mm-hmm. So she would like, dude, and I had a car at the time, but dude, like, so we had a basketball game on Friday night. So we all, in the layup line, just talking shit. And so the other dudes talking about like these girls that go to our school and shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, what's the name coming to the game tonight? You know how you talk when you know girls coming to the game. I was like, listen, I said, I got a girl coming tonight. I said, man, she better than all these bitches y'all talking about. They're like, man, you whatever, man. I was like, I got a girl that drove from Clemson. She's coming to the game tonight. They're like, yeah, right. Man, she walked in the gym. Walked in the gym, my guy.
Yeah.
I said, there she go right there. All of them looked at me and was like, you the man, son. You the man. So I had a girl that was a swimmer at Clemson University as a senior in high school, smashing. And then I went back to Clemson with her, you know what I'm saying, after the game. So I spend the weekend with her, you know what I'm saying. So I had to call the job, like, hey, ain't coming in. So she would take me to Clemson with her.
I can't make it. I'm sorry.
I can't make it this weekend. And then she would drive me back home.
Yeah.
Like, my God, like, dude, but this girl, man, it was just so crazy because that dude, like, high school was so wild, but and then, like, what, you want to talk about a confidence booster, like, with, like, I'm pretty sure it's other dudes, especially now, you know what I'm saying? But see, I wasn't no high profile athlete. You know what I'm saying? Be sitting here having a high school, a Clemson, a scholarship. Like, I'm the man. I'm the man around these parts, man. Look, then you start looking at high school girls like, man, get out of here.
The closest I ever had to something like that situation, right? It wasn't even a real thing. It was just something that I don't remember if it was something that my dudes had like just made up because we were just, you know what I'm saying, like talking shit, or if this is like a real rumor that was going around. But like people thought senior year that I was having sex with my English teacher. They thought that I was boning my English teacher senior year. And I forgot who, I don't know if I forgot who started it or how it got around, but all I know is that like because she was super cool, right? Like she went to Hampton. You know what I'm saying? Like, she was super dope. She would let us listen to jazz music in class. And I was into, like, jazz music and shit. So, like, for me, she was just, like, a super dope teacher. So, anything that she needed, anything that she wanted to do, I was always the first one to volunteer, always. You know what I'm saying? So, somehow or some way or another, like, I guess people took that as I was basically, like, her little, you know what I'm saying, like, her little boy toy, and I was boning her. So, like, people was actually going around and then, like, coming to ask me, like, was we doing it? And I'm like, no. Like, bro, like, I'm not, she married. That's a whole married woman. Like, nah, bro, I'm in high school. Like, I wasn't even thinking about, you know what I'm saying, some shit like that at the time. So, like, that's the last story I got. Like, people thought I was boning my English teacher senior year in high school.
Dude, like, all I'm going to say, then we'll jump into the fire flames, is Miss D'Alessio, you know what I'm saying? That was my first teacher crush. It was Mr. D'Alessio. I was in middle school. That was my first one. And then Miss Duncan. Miss Duncan, she was also the track coach. Yeah. She's also the reason why I quit track. But she was one of the main reasons why I wanted to run track, and she was the main reason why I quit running track. So
yeah.
Miss Duncan. Miss was the man.
Yeah.
I was a junior in high school. I just liked Miss D'Alessio and Miss Duncan. But when it came to Miss Lord, you know what I'm saying? I was fully grown at this time. You know what I'm saying? I didn't have a mustache yet. But until I was like, it took me a while to get that started. But I will say my track story real quick, Fire Flames. So we had a 4x1 relay team. I was the only, it was two seniors and a sophomore, and I was a freshman. And the sophomore, and so we did 4 relay, and what the best idea to be like, yo, we're gonna take y'all two underclassmen off the track team. Well, not off the track team, but off the 4x1 team, and we're gonna create a B team. So we would basically have 2 4x1 teams put out upperclassmen together, and we just gonna rock it that way. What ended up happening was me and my guy that went to Clemson, we let a few weeks go by, and we looked at it like we checking on their their 40 times, not their 40 times, but they 100 times, and our times was faster. So we like, yo, since our time was faster, won't you put this regular 4x1 team back together? And she's like, well, they're all seniors. They got a better chance of winning state. So I'm like, well, fuck it. I quit. So I walked off the track field because I was just like, it don't, like what you saying don't make no sense. Like, no matter if they're seniors or not, we faster than they are. And I just thought it was stupid. So I was like, I'm done. So I just quit. And then what I ended up doing was I just ended up doing little event, like the little I would do the high jump, triple jump, long jump. Like I would do like little shit like that. And then like sometimes, like, dude, when I think about it, I was kind of the exception. Cause like they would kind of like let me do what I wanted to do. It was kind of like, all right, I'll run the 400 meters this week. You know what I'm saying? I'll run the 400 hurdles. And now you'd be like, all right, Sean, come on. you can come do it. So it was like I was a part-time track, bro. And they didn't care. They were just like, you go ahead. Like, whatever you want to do.
That's what's up, man. All right, so you ready, bro? You ready to get into the Fire Flames, man?
Yes, sir. Yep, let's do it.
Let's do it.
Yoga Fire! Yoga Flame!
All right, man, so it's Fire Flame time. I'm going to go ahead and let you take this one, man. Go ahead, go first, bro.
All right, man. Well, we gave y'all a treat today, personal high school story. So I hope y'all enjoyed that. But
man,
I would give Lean on Me, man. When it comes to classics, like I said, 1989 film, Morgan Freeman all time. This is Morgan Freeman when he had salt and pepper hair. You know what I'm saying? He wasn't all great yet, and so I'm gonna give it, man, with the with the storyline that we got and it being based on a true story, with somebody that really wanted to change the community the way that he did. He realized his flaws towards the end. It was a good script. I'm gonna give it, out of these type of ratings, man, I think I'm gonna give it a 4. I'm gonna give it a 4 Fire Flame. I think that's a good rating for me, the way that I rate films. So I'm gonna give it a 4, man.
Okay. Well, for me, you know what I'm saying? I when I watch this movie, it's not one of those movies that, you know what I'm saying, I go and just find to go watch. But if it's on TV, I'm definitely gonna stop and watch it. I love Morgan Freeman in this role. This was actually probably one of the first movies I even seen Morgan Freeman in. You know what I'm saying? This is a great depiction of a person who really wanted to change lives, who really wanted to make a difference in the world, who did his best to make some change in where he was from. And I think that was something that at the time a lot of people were scared to do. You know what I'm saying? He fought the system. This encompassed everything that I know of at the time in high schools in the late 80s, early 90s, from drug use to vagrancy. I mean, not vagrancy. What is it called? Truancy to high school pregnancies, you know what I'm saying, dealing with gangs and drug dealers, you know what I'm saying, people just coming into school, having, you know what I'm saying, an inner city school that's getting low funding, you know what I'm saying, trying to get kids to, you know what I'm saying, pass tests, to graduate, to become better people. Like this movie to me was so well put together, and it just really was like a masterpiece for, you know what I'm saying, the time that it was supposed to be about. So for me, I'm just gonna go just a one step ahead of you, man. I'm gonna give it a 4.5.
What's up? That's what's up. I ain't mad at it. I ain't mad at it one bit, man. Man, we got we've been kind of hitting at this for a while.
Yeah.
And the time is finally here. And I mean, so how are we gonna do this trailer? I mean, do we just go ahead and say what it is because don't nobody know what it is? Like, even if we say what the subject matter is, nobody know what it actually is.
Yeah, I think with this one, you know what I'm saying, it's one of those that we don't have to necessarily do a trailer about. So this next one is basically going to be our top 5 worst movies ever. You know what I'm saying? We basically gonna give y'all another top 5 list. What's the last one that we did? Well, it was our favorite, right?
Yeah, we did our favorites.
Yeah. So we did our favorites last time. This year we're gonna bring you our worst. You know what I'm saying? Now, just because we say it's our worst movie don't mean that we don't like the movie. It's just,
exactly.
You know what I'm saying? We just look at the movie as is. You can tell it's a bad movie. We know it's a bad movie. Maybe the acting was horrible. Maybe the way it was put together was horrible. But maybe we actually enjoyed it. So you never know, man. But you know what I'm saying? We definitely gonna bring you our top 5 worst movies ever. So, excuse me. This next episode, you guys stay tuned. Who knows? Your favorite movie might be on this list.
I know, right? That's gonna be funny. Oh man, be hilarious, man. That was a great one, man. That was a great one.
Yeah,
man.
Y'all stay tuned, man. For sure, bro. As always, man. It's always a good one, man. You know, we out here making things happen, man.
Yes, sir. So, man, y'all can catch me, man.
Yeah. So, you guys, go ahead.
Oh yeah, Stolen Time Podcast, man. All major platforms, also on Facebook. Also check out the 28 Minutes or Less podcast. You know, the last one I dropped was about Larry Davis. So go check that out, and that's on all major platforms. Also check out the Stolen Time Pod. That's on Instagram, S.Foster8 on Instagram and Twitter. But like I say, man, as far as the Stolen Time Podcast, me and Unc, man, we dropping them every week. I hope people are enjoying the new format that we're doing over there. So, but really, man, that's all I got.
Cool, man. Before I let my information out, I just want to say, from the Viewers Anonymous podcast, rest in peace to Joe Clark. He passed last year, December 29th. It was a wild ass year, but you know, to hear that was kind of sad. I think he was 86. But you know, to know that this movie will live on and kind of, you know what I'm saying, tell his story and kind of give, you know, a testament to his legacy, you know, this is a great thing to have. So we definitely want to, you know what I'm saying, make sure we put that out there. Rest in peace to John Clark. I'm sorry, John Clark, Joe Clark. I'm thinking of goddamn. I keep looking at his name on the screen, bro. His name is Joe Louis Clark, and I keep thinking of John Lewis, but for some odd ass reason, because John Lewis died too. But rest in peace to him too. But definitely, man, rest in peace to Joe Clark.
Yeah,
he passed December 29th, 2020. But this movie is a testament to his legacy. You know what I'm saying? To let people know that he actually stood tall and made change, and you know he really changed some lives, and I think that's something that is very commendable. But for me, man, go check me out on Twitter at Scoots Bronson. You can check me out on Instagram at ScootsBronson_TV. You can also check me out or check us out on this here platform right now on YouTube, Scoots Bronson TV. So if you're listening to this, go to Scoots Bronson TV. You can catch the visuals. If you're watching this, go to whatever podcast platform you listen to, and you can subscribe to the podcast. But make sure you subscribe to the YouTube, hit that bell, hit that like button on this video. That way, you know what I'm saying, you can get notified, and that way we can build up our resume so we can always be seen by other people. Because I know if we talking about this movie and you watching it, we definitely going to want to talk about this movie with somebody else. So, you know what I'm saying, make sure you share it as well. If you're listening, thank you for listening. You know what I'm saying, make sure you share it with a friend. Make sure you're hitting that subscribe button if you're new. Let me see. Oh, the Viewers Anonymous Podcast Watch Group, man, Facebook. Make sure you guys go request to be added to the group. You will instantly be added. We need more members. We up to 43 right now. So make sure y'all get on there. Make sure y'all adding. Make sure y'all requesting to jump in the group. Once we get up to like 100, 150, we're gonna start doing watch parties. We're gonna make this thing fun, man. But if you are a fan and then you are a listener or a viewer, you can also go here and you can get all the information that we got, as well as getting information on our other podcasts as well. So make sure you go there to get all the information on myself, S. Foster. And anything else we do outside of Viewers Anonymous, all that stuff is going to be posted there. And you might even find some other podcasts there. We got other podcasters that follow us on that group and everything else. So you might find something you like outside of Viewers Anonymous, man. So make sure you hit us up and get in that group. Trying to think. I think that's it, bro. You got anything else?
Nah, man, that's all I got, man. Until the next time.
Yes, sir. So once again, man, rest in peace to Joe Clark. And with that being said, man, like they say in Hollywood, it's a wrap.
Cut.